The story of Noah, Chapter 1. The wickedness of the earth. The world had become exceedingly corrupt, and humanity's wickedness was great. God saw the extent of human evil, and how every thought and inclination of the heart was only evil continually. Genesis chapter 6, verse 5 to 7. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. The Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race I have created, and with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that move along the ground, for I regret that I have made them despite the corruption. Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God. Genesis, verse 6, chapter 8 to 10. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. This is the account of Noah and his family. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God. Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Chapter 2. God's instructions to Noah. God decided to destroy all living creatures due to the corruption of mankind. However, God told Noah to build an ark, providing detailed instructions on how to do so. The ark was to be made of cypress wood, with rooms covered inside and out with pitch, and with a door on its side. The dimensions of the ark were also specified. Genesis chapter 6, verse 13 to 14. So God said to Noah, I am going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence. Because of them, I am surely going to destroy both them and the earth. So make yourself an ark of cypress wood, make rooms in it, and coat it with pitch inside and out. God also told Noah that he would bring a flood to destroy all life, but Noah and his family would be spared. Genesis chapter 6, verse 18 to 19. But I will establish my covenant with you, and you will enter the ark, you and your sons, and your wife, and your sons' wives with you. You are to bring into the ark 2 of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive with you. Chapter 3. The flood begins when Noah completed the ark. God commanded him to gather the animals and his family. The rain began to fall, and the floodwaters started rising. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights, and the waters covered the earth, destroying all life outside the ark. Genesis chapter 7, verse 10 to 12. And after the 7 days, the floodwaters came on the earth in the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the 2nd month. On that day, all the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened, and rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. Chapter 4. The destruction of all life. The floodwaters continued to rise, covering the earth to a depth of more than 20 feet, and all living things were destroyed. Genesis chapter 7, verse 21 to 23. Every living thing that moved on the earth perished: birds, livestock, wild animals, all the creatures that swarm over the earth, and all mankind. Everything on dry land that had the breath of life in its nostrils died. Every living thing on the face of the earth was wiped out, people and animals, and the creatures that move along the ground, and the birds were wiped from the earth. Only Noah was left, and those with him in the ark. Chapter 5. The waters recede after 150 days. The waters began to recede. Noah sent out a raven and then a dove to check if the waters had subsided enough for the ark to land. After several attempts, the dove returned with an olive leaf, signaling that the waters were low enough for the earth to be habitable again. Genesis chapter 8, verse 6 to 12. After 40 days, Noah opened the window he had made in the ark and sent out a raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground, but the dove could find no place to rest because there was water over all the surface of the earth. So it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove and brought it back to himself in the ark. Chapter 6. God's covenant with Noah. Once the earth had dried, Noah and his family left the ark, and God made a covenant with Noah, promising never to destroy the earth with a flood again. As a sign of this covenant, God placed a rainbow in the sky. Genesis chapter 8, verse 20 to 22. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, "Never again will I curse the ground because of humans," even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood. And never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done, as long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease. Chapter 7. The Rainbow Covenant. God reaffirmed his promise to Noah and all living creatures, setting the rainbow in the sky as a sign of the covenant between God and the earth. He declared that he would never again flood the earth to destroy all life. Genesis chapter 9, verse 12 to 17. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds. I will remember my covenant between me and you and all living creatures of every kind. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. What does Noah's story tell us? Noah's story illustrates themes of faith, righteousness, judgment, and God's mercy. It demonstrates that, despite humanity's sinfulness, God provides a way for salvation through obedience to his commands. The rainbow serves as a reminder of God's promise of mercy and his covenant with all living creatures. These chapters from Genesis tell of God's decision to cleanse the earth and of Noah's role as the chosen vessel for preserving life. The story of Noah is foundational in Judeo-Christian teachings, emphasizing both God's justice and his mercy.